Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today, I'm going to be here in the middle of another bit of woods because, again, Yggdrasil is quite loud at the moment. Not the tree itself, just to clarify, it's work going on near it. However, I do want to take this opportunity to show you guys a couple of exercises to do to get prepared for using a wheelchair. Not even prepared, just some exercises to help you be better at pushing your wheelchair, if that makes any sense. So these are exercises that will strengthen your muscles, at least the muscles that I think you would need for pushing your chair. Obviously, I'm not going to be demonstrating them. It's cold and I don't have a lot of the equipment that you need. Um, I can show you a couple that don't require equipment, but it's easier just to explain them. So, with a wheelchair, obviously. So, ignoring the fact that the chair doesn't have anything on it, that's because what I'm sat on now is the seat. However, there's a lot of equipment that you need for a wheelchair. No. There's a lot of muscles that you need for using a wheelchair that you normally wouldn't really get that much workout for. So, I recommend a lot of shoulder workouts. Specifically the back muscles. So there's a lot of muscles that you normally don't work out that I would recommend that you use for a wheelchair. For example, the shoulders, like the back muscles, the pecs, and probably triceps are the most important. Now, obviously, everyone has their own unique pushing styles, so the muscles that you work specifically may be a little bit different. However, I think that these are just some good basic ones. So some good examples of exercises are press-ups, just simply sitting on, laying on the floor and doing press-ups. Obviously, these can be a little bit difficult if you don't have use of your legs, in which case I'd still recommend doing them, but maybe not relying on them as much. So instead of that, you could use the machines that you find at gyms, where you like grab onto the two handles and then pull them forwards, like that. They are very good for the wheelchair. Obviously, it's not exactly the same movement, it's more of that movement for a wheelchair, but I think this is close enough. Something else that you can do is just sitting down, getting a pair of weights, and doing the same thing, just doing that, because it forces you to work these muscles along here, the triceps, as well as a lot of the forearm, and the wrists. Wrist exercises are surprisingly important, because whenever I push, I do a little flick. I don't know how well you see that in any of my videos, but there is a bit of a flick that goes on. It's a real shame that I couldn't get a mic that worked, otherwise we could have solved the issue with the wind, just like cover it up a little bit, get one of those pop protectors, but no. Instead, I'm sat here with an invisible mic because I couldn't get that one to work. I'm going to look into it tonight, just as a side reference. So yeah, wrist exercises are very important. I would recommend doing a fair amount of wrist exercises, holding weights and letting your wrist slack, and then pulling up and down, and then do it like that as well, just to strengthen just the forearms. It is quite important. Let's see if I can show you. Oh, it's cold. Cold. So doing that and that, as well as that, I guess. Resistance bands are also good for that. If you get one, tie it around your forearm and do that. I don't do that as much now, but it is something that you can do. Some more that I'd recommend are pull-ups, if you can do them. Obviously, they are quite difficult for some people. However, using a wheelchair, you do develop quite a lot of muscles needed for pull-ups. So, it's down to everyone's, not really dedication. It's not something that you're really dedicated to. But, it depends on everyone's experiences with the chair. on if I'd recommend doing pull-ups, because also you don't want to overwork yourself. You don't want to make it so you can't push the chair the next day. You just want to make sure that you're making sure that you activate and like engage the muscles that you use for the wheelchair. So thinking about it, you're doing the pushing. There's another one where you lift up weights. So you have your hands by your side. Oh. So you have your hands by your side, and then you lift them up like that. That's something that some people do. I personally don't think it really works for me. However, I can also see why it would work for others. Oh, Jesus, that wind still being an issue. So yeah, that is kind of it. Like, I can't really think of any other exercise that you really need to worry about. You know, as I said, everyone has their own different styles for pushing, so it's kind of hard to say, oh yeah, do this, do that. But I'd recommend a lot of wrist exercise. All the horny teenagers are going to be thankful. Shoulder exercises, pull-ups, press-ups, and just using the wheelchair. You know, I think that is quite a big one, is just push the wheelchair around, because obviously you're going to strengthen the muscles that you need for pushing the wheelchair if you're just pushing the wheelchair. So by pushing the chair, you're also doing the bits that you need to strengthen. You'll be pushing the exact muscles. So this is more of a if you can't go out and push the chair thing. I think the best exercise to do is just to go around for a 10-mile push, you know, just quick and easy. Just kidding. But yeah, just build up what you do until you just find it easier. Now, this is obviously more designed for people that are new to the wheelchair, and obviously need that extra experience, or that extra help. Trying to avoid the sun there, but it's a little bit awkward today. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to cover. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. Obviously, some exercises to avoid for like getting ready and prepared to the wheelchair are squats. No, but I honestly, I don't think there's any real exercises that I'd avoid. Because you're on a chair, obviously anything that you can do is great. It just takes a lot of practice, I think, is the main one. So that is all for today's video, guys. YouTube updated their terms of service, so now I can't tell you guys to like, but I can recommend that you do if you enjoyed the video. Same as subscribing, you know, you don't have to, but it is really appreciated. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.